I know there are already a lot of end of the year tags, but I had an idea to create a book awards tag, and I said I was going to do that. So this is the end of the year book awards tag. So I have 24 categories. You're meant to pick a book that you think best fits the categories. Now, I'm still going to do my response to this tag before the end of the year, but I figured that let me just share the tag questions. Now, I know that the year is almost ended. A lot of you have probably already planned your December videos, and I would understand if you cannot do it, but if you can do it, please do participate in this tag. I'm going to leave all the categories down in the description bar below. I'm also going to tag a couple of people. I want to tag everybody I know, but that's going to be a lot of tags. So even if it is that I don't tag you and you want to do it, please do this tag and at me on Twitter. I'm at Noria the Reader. Just at me on Twitter. I will go check it out. And if it is that you don't have a booktube channel, do it on your blogs, do it on Twitter, do it in the comments. I don't know, I just want to see your answers. So let's go straight to the categories. So the first category says favorite book. Now, I'm certain that you read a lot of amazing books this year, so just pick one that you will consider your favorite. The second category says underrated book of the year. So which of the books did you read this year that you think nobody really talked about, even though it was so good? The third category says DNF of the year, which might be tricky because I really don't DNF books. But even if it is that you're like me and you don't DNF books, but you came really, which book made you come really close? And if you DNF several books, which book was it that you, by the time you stopped, you're like, I should never have even picked up this book in the first place. I should have stopped at page 1. The very first sentence already convinced me that this book was not going to be for me. I'm Boo Boo the Fool, and I just kept on reading. Okay, the fourth category says backlist title of the year. So what book from any other year did you read this year that you loved the most? It can be from 2018, 2017, 2016. Hell, it can even be a classic. It's a backlist title. It works. The fifth category says best debut author. Then we have favorite male character. Then we have favorite female character. And then there's favorite non-binary character. I know, like I said, there are like 26, 27 categories, so there's a lot of categories. The eighth category says most hated book villain. Which book villain did you really desperately want to enter the pages of the book and just punch in the face? Just let me know. The ninth category says best ship. So which romantic ship made your 2019? Which romantic ship gave you hope for a better future, for a better life, for a better tomorrow? Then the 10th category says best ensemble. So you're looking at a group of friends, a group of people that got along together. If this had been the year that Six of Crows Zoology came out, they totally would have made it for me, but yeah. So best ensemble. The 11th category says saddest book. What book did you read that made you bawl your eyes out? And please note, I forgot to mention, but if it is that no book you read fit any of these categories, that's still perfectly fine. You can just move on to the next category. You do not absolutely have to find an answer for each of them. And if it is that you're able to get a book that answers each of these categories, wow, you must have had a very remarkably fruitful 2019. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so the 12th category says funniest read of the year. Which book made you laugh out loud, was filled with the most laugh out loud moments? 13th category says book world you want to live in. This can be fantasy, this can be contemporary, this can be sci-fi. If you're one of those people that want to live in a post-apocalyptic world, good for you. You can also choose that world if that's what you want. But which book world would you want to live in? The 14th category says most dysfunctional relationship. I know sometimes I think that we get so carried away by how amazing the books we are reading in, and we are not honest with ourselves, but I think we should be. So which book did you read that had the most dysfunctional relationship? Even if they are your OG ship. They are your OG ship, but let us know which relationship was the most dysfunctional. The 15th category says best romance book of the year. Of course, I know not everybody reads romance, so you can skip this category if you don't. But if it is that maybe you read a fantasy book that was really romance heavy, you can totally pick that for this category as well. The 16th says best sci-fi book of the year. The 17th says best thriller or action book of the year. Then we have best horror book of the year. Then we have best fantasy book of the year. And then we have best contemporary book of the year. Now, the contemporary can also be a romance, right? But not all romance are contemporary books, and not all contemporary books are romance. Like, you already know that. So yeah, and then there's best period book of the year. So if you like traveling back in time via a very good book, what book did you read that took place years past? It can be 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 1,000 years, whatever. But what's the favorite period book you read this year? So the 23rd category says favorite writer. Then there's best world building. What book did you read this year that had the most incredible, amazing world building, that it felt like you were actually there, you were actually with these characters, you were actually walking the roads they were walking, you were actually eating the foods they were, you could smell the air, you could just be, you were there. The world building was incredible. Which book had the best world building? And then finally, favorite platonic relationship. This can be anything actually. Hell, you can even pick a character that had an amazing relationship with their pet, like aka Miyako Ver and Mr. Kindly. So yeah, any platonic relationship that is absolute and complete goals totally works for this category. So that is my end of the year book awards tag. Once again, please do this tag. I want to hear your questions. I am totally and completely invested, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this tag doesn't flop, because yeah, a lot of my tags have flopped. It's so sad. It's so sad, but it's the end of the year, and I've had this tag idea in my head for the last 4 or 5 months, and I've just been finalizing it. So yeah, please don't let it flop. Yeah, if you like this video, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos, subscribe if you want to. I make new videos every Sundays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'll see you soon. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.